Peter Hill Explains, where I invite you to join the science teaching conversation with me about podcast while driving part 2. If you've heard the last podcast, I was making my way along a spine in the Blue Mountains and up to an upside down volcano. In the middle of the volcano is, or towards the base, I can't describe it. It's an upside down inverted volcano, Sun Valley. There's a valley produce place. Crap. I've got these things obscuring my rear vision mirror. The story was I was just talking about different scales of the universe and communication, that sort of thing, that sort of stuff as we're going up. And I was on a mission to buy new fresh hay for our rabbit. Now, one of the things is that there's a big, massive drought out in Australia. Like whole states, easily the size of England and France are all drought declared, and I don't know, feed and hay is close, and sort of the various industries are sort of adjusting to it. Because there's no water, no one's buying plants because there's nothing to plant because it's all dead. So this is winter, mind you, winter. I don't know what summer's going to be like. Okay, so I was out there back, and I was just in the car park, heard the proprietor and this woman, and they're chatting, and they were just chatting about all the shortages and the dryness and stuff like that. And I said, oh look, I've come up to buy some hay. I've been ordered to buy some hay, as it happens. And I said, oh look, our little rabbit's got mites, and we have to chuck out all the hay. Do you know anything about this? And that's, oh yeah, sure. But we're out of hay. We don't have any of this oaten hay that you have to have for rabbits. So you don't just normal hay for rabbits. You have normal too sugary hay for rabbits. They don't like it as much. So you've got to have an oaten hay. All out of it. But this woman who's from Rocky Point, she had a Rocky Point shirt on, said, look, we've got the ideal thing for you, for your rabbit. And this is this lemongrass hay or straw. And what it is that the lemongrass has a strong odour which repels all the mites. And they're actually... I sort of was amazed that, was she a customer? No, she was actually someone from the company, Rocky Point Company, which is selling all the new sort of products for animals and other things like this. And breeders and various people are all buying up this new lemongrass mills. And so what's happened is that this sugar mill up towards Rockhampton, so there's Australia, Sydney, you continue going up to Sydney, you eventually get into tropics, subtropics, and then the full tropics, and you get the sugar mill area. And of course sugar prices are not the best. They've crashed, and there's all these things as we're sort of getting the poorer countries into more efficient sugar production. There's gluts of sugar and stuff like that, and so we've got all these mills. So what the mills are doing is milling up anything and making anything else. And so she's going around the country selling this lemongrass. And I've got bought some lemongrass for that much. I think it was $33. And that's pretty amazing that a rabbit costs $5, something like that. And so the rabbit feed, like if you buy a rabbit, the cost of the rabbit paraphernalia far exceeds the cost of the rabbit. Particularly, like you have to take the rabbit once a year to be inoculated against. We don't do myxomatosis, we do the calicivirus. For it, there's a whole series of things for the various rabbits, because there's wild rabbits we're trying to kill, and these protected little floppy pets, which we're trying to keep alive. So the cost is very high. But the important thing is about this called, I've actually forgotten the name of the company again. It's Rooty something or other, and and this is where my memory stuff. She told me the name of that of the company, of the town, and the town has got a classic Australian name. It's Wangali or something like that. This beautiful what and a gut with it. It's beautiful. It's not like witchy poop, but Wangali. There's these fantastic names. Now the story is that she was able to tell me very quickly, and bear in mind I have to be reasonably quick because I'm going off to another location now to pick up fruit and veg. So what happens is, I don't know, overseas you've got all the little fruit and veg shops and stuff like that. Or what happens is that we all go in cooperatives, and every 2 weeks get $50 of just incredible amounts of fruit and veg to go. But to tell the story, they've perfected mulching, a special mulch called Activate, which grows incredibly good ginger, and the ginger is fermented and made into Bundaberg ginger beer, and that's incredibly beautiful drink, the Bundaberg rum and the Bundaberg ginger beer. So this is again diversifying from sugar, and so their product is making the highest quality ginger, which goes into the Bundaberg beer, and of course that's going through the roof because Pepsi Cola has said, we'll distribute your drink, Bundaberg, local Aussie drink, Bundaberg ginger, ginger beer, around. And so that's the overall story of, I'm just trying to work out what I'm going to do here. So I'm coming up into the village of Blaxland. So I went up to the village of Sun Valley, which is this amazing oasis. So you've got these mountains and you go around and there's suddenly a plunging valley in the centre of where there should be hills. It's down, you go into it. So another great story, as I suppose the industries are refitting for a variable climate, so that they, when the sugar's there and everything's well, they go on that, and if not, they actually reconfigure to do these boutique markets. And of course, what's happening is the hay prices going absolutely through the roof, and of course now they can sell this specialist anti-mite hay, and she definitely knows her product. And so it's just one of those things that you go over and actually say, look, I don't understand this information. And the really interesting thing is that she has a similar problem to what I have, and that is, I was talking about how do you market, or not to talk with her obviously, but how do you market the idea of scales of the universe as play products? How do you turn scales of the universe into a product? And she had the same thing, is how do you actually, in terms of problem and solution, to put it there, in terms of the fundamental thing, while people aren't interested in it, I'm just trying to work out why they're interested, is because they don't receive it as a problem. The way that they typically teach, so I'm just going back, the way that they typically teach is perfectly okay. So why would you really need to change? So if you need to change, you need to have some sort of, you almost have to bribe the teacher to change. And if you don't bribe them, they respond, because you must always bribe them. It's sort of like, a bribing culture. You must bribe all the time. So similarly here, she's got a similar problem. These fantastic stories which come along, which is stories, but there's not that driving need for people. You have the early adopters like myself who just are just trying to actually bumble your way through life and produce these things. Come across over here. So we only point that I would have changed my habit for buying oat and hay, which I've learnt that we bought the wrong hay to start off with, and buying oat and hay for rabbits. Because one of the things you must never give a rabbit, you must never give it lettuce, you must never give it carrots. You must also, carrots are sort of like the demon food. It's a vegetable, but when you feed it to kangaroos, they go hyper with so much sugar in it. So what happens is the tourists go off and feed the kangaroo a carrot, and of course they go just bounce all over the place and attack a few tourists from time to time. It's things like this, but the point is that I wouldn't have gone into this fantastic stuff. I've forgotten what. Oh gosh, I'll have to do. It's rooty something. I wish I knew what it was. I have to go, and so that's the whole point that I am at. I don't know. I don't know whether before I didn't know that my memory wasn't as good, or that my memory is improving, and now part of the sign that's improving, I do remember things. So previously I'd have difficulty, when I first came out of the opera, I'd be reading through one New Scientist article. Now what happens is that I'll sit down and read aloud 2 or 3 articles, and I'll need some sort of prompting just a short while after to remember what the content of was the first 2 articles. So there's some sort of memory thing there which I'm working on, eventually get across. And it's, again, here, doing a big podcast allows me to reburn in those memories. And I sort of remember the logo, the name, the story in that this this company is about to take on the world with its adoption of this compost, which is people will eventually drink throughout their life. But thanks a lot. I'm going to get our vegetables. Thanks a lot for listening. Another podcast, another story comes to a close. It's been a pleasure sharing this moment in time with you. May you discover truly amazing things, understand them, and tell others. Thanks for listening.